Yo, abusia for ha official Atija TV or therefore and then so many ahia what the Atija ne ka ho ana wo wie me kura nokure ni ye ba bedin komo Ghana ho komodie ene ye bedie nokure ni so obeka ya be nansanie chama wuntumi ho nsema ba bebobbo abesen na ho commentary no metie bia ya na emesre so wo check na wo hwe na wo tie ni ye pa de ana it tells you say or mine no ye nim de no in fact ye wo ho adwumaye papa chama wuntumi koda mu no ye wo mu a wo kire se wo nya hwe mu nya no ene we ya na aye den nana Ghana wo si ya nhwante ase amfa mra nya adwuma se de SSF ye de ya o mine bebo na nipa wo mu nyina nso aye den apereshi ni ye nyina ya yere free system ho na ese ye be ye ne bere because ebe nwanwa ebe de be nwanwa se onipa atimi adi bone ma me kire wade mu kakra sa odasani atimi atenase ama owa aban mu nti wafa means bia de anya consignment site no kakra ka se ba bia me gina ha nyina ye media na memede sa ne be ma obi so o meye mu adwuma na se me nya nkrata eno no mabuatu agu me ye chairman nti me ankasa ma pekwan afa so e de nipa be wurawura bi so meye adwuma no aboso me bi o mutua meka ene wo mo say ade no me wa ne se kasa small scale mining na ene kalam say difference wo bigger mining no so ne small scale mining difference wo wagena a small scale mining atia simama nkrofo ye galam say na wa sabe wudwini we hu a ye kasa asem we ya obi tenchen ya no waka de ope na mmom ye hwa de e wo mu sa emra na ye de ye adwuma de nanso mpese wo kohwe chama wuntumi ensaman kasa pa 2020 e ba besi 2024 ensam pa chama wuntumi ekeka kire chama fanse mahama no nana eyewo a enka de asie kura no wo no kura be ne times 100 na de enti enne chama wuntumi atimi akoda mu 20 years no so no me ba be kire wade de enti chama wuntumi atimi akoda mu 20 years no when first na na mra de tsen ana sei nso akwakodu sen akufuado enka sabrei chama wuntumi abre na 3 years but akufuado ba ya wo yes wo be fight galam sei no and what day sa 20 years route no bae enne ono ato abdubone no enye ono na kwagina ba bi ka se chama wuntumi nya bone bia na aso de mu sekua ade no osesa no na aso de mu na me de ne se ye be ye Ghana yie dia me bo akufuado abaso se wo ye sa nche changes no se ye hihye mra na be bo oman no ho ebra na de oman na sida pedigree na eye the right channel no enka obi ankasentia me person buso papa chama wuntumi bra na akuf mahama wose mahama wuboa ene saa ne ma no utensem o kafa na
therefore nsem ni de bebe
o say sa mahama kra no ye president those days no kra no 2015 no mu hodo so no beba kumase kra na age say national security je consultation age permission free ono chama wuntumi ho we powerful chese bampanyini ba region no mu a oda so kita the captaincy
un negotiate with me to say ntimemba
chama wuntumi
shanty region ene dia
nana yanko hwesa video nimra wo de ba na ye ne ahwefo beche
who born dog
your likeness cannot determine my success in life. Your likeness or dislikeness cannot determine my success in life. Me Wontumi 2013 Ugumajuma, you seized my 500 excavators, 400 pickups. Mama, now call Usro. Usro say the other year me no still have me. That's who hold me captaincy. Say I'm still remain as a captain. Like I said, me back on time mining. Me guru na matwaro ye. Na me akwa wu ya usro me. Who your president to kwa na oba national security for no mo negotiate with me and san waba. Now you negotiate with me as an enter. Now who just want to be a team kitwa? Who say over to me? No man let this and this for no. Na me no ya na this for to make say obi to be no opa na mo ye omo ye one na ye do me Wontumi dia oboa Wontumi me slow na problem run na Wontumi mama say me ni mi anu gira ho ya for so da for do achi na hwesa me what me a say me ba ya na juma yi we will push ubetimi a push Wontumi now even illegal legal no what is the difference? The difference is a document.
Nana
Therefore
afedi na dia afedi chama Wontumi na afedi tese I dane asam no
na therefore ya na problem am me work krafa Ghana nipa ni bi hone se ne mpanifo kan asem bi se okotre se ne wato boabo ne tipa no enye ono ne ha ne wo problem one ne wo problem
chance na ni gire no
akwa wadi gine boba oto yi ono kra na ne ho ye ne hi no obi timi gina ho no waka ene chama Wontumi sei ene chama Wontumi na sei ena yejeri chama Wontumi wani age no sebe de na abenya firim ena sei wo se nipa ne sei mimitimu se sebe o ma me wa wo ase ne ba bi kwa faso obi amaso osun ye Awurade boa me na menya ba Awurade boa me na menya ba nyina faso amaso so de wo ba owo ko mu wu ya ana so mu nya chronic disease bi a nka wo ha de nkwase mu kwa because therefore utie de chama Wontumi aya de akwa kosi ni ade a sebe ade a wo ye ne Ghana no ade bad na ni wura free say ewiase nye nipa ba akofo de ana so obi ntime mfa ne nsensi ne bo apart from Nyankopon obi ntime mfa ne nsensi ne bo se wiase we ye media but chama Wontumi ma Ghana 40 ase se Ashanti region eduru ba bi kwa no na oni otumfo cha Ashanti region mu because otumfo won a palace and ono ma your friends chama Wontumi so won a palace what I say therefore MPP aban no de eba apa wona Kufuado hwe wo mo hwe ha Kufuado ne bawumia hwe appointees ana say party members ne bi hwe ha ma therefore omo abati no ehonhon ye kese dodo na no munnim se ne ekoso nyina ye omamna na no mutu therefore ye omamna no mutu nyansani bi ani party no otimi tu obi fo so obi otu obi fo nso a therefore sika na omo fa ni nyafunyafo no ene power na ne kita omo no esisi wo maso se ne mpanifo ka se owu esisi aso no that is it obi wu ohun like enye ohun ade na wo no otimi se ni ko wu nso no wo chama Wontumi de ne bi no ene chama Wontumi ye kire wo Ghana for mumro Ghana for munsori o na ye munti na me brese bra obetena gold TV so na we gold e de kire de pass wo ye minor na ye nhwe gold no Ghana for bufu kura obeyi ba akwa ka ho Ghana for bufu therefore me ankasa na gold kura me hu bi da chama Wontumi ne na se ne ade de te no therefore nkanye easy Ghana krampa ye yete wo man ni kura therefore ye den se obi hu gold so chama Wontumi asesa gold be de wo hoda therefore gu ne bag mi and odi showcase na obi eka asembi na de bia na mekase saa nipa na oka saa asem no no krekro gen o se ya na enipa ye problem ne se ye kase ye pesika enye no kre because obi o ho na se o se me pia sika me pesika ade na unya sika ni wia afi o pese o publish man nipa nyina hu se wonya sika nyansa bia nim but se o hia sika na me ho kire wonti me pesika unya sika na kra a low tone or loan a tone obi anhumpo se wogisika because ugi sika no wa kampo na wo no ayede wa hyase edin but obi nya sika bloggers ho na bloggers nyina mra me yede emetwa ne nkwa bonten eti na chese wo esika na wo hia da bi o pe fame ne nso therefore obi okita fame bia asem wo ho enye isisa untimi nya fame mfa ne nam ho kasa ubenya temptation bebrebe na temptation ebi du ebi kura temptation e de wo ko wom and therefore they make count ase that is it teacher ma Wontumi de onyame anim ne kure ni meme de sesi ade enyina Ghana for ye hwa ne se ne jail term na obekọ ni nyina awie na no na meti so obi se ai Wontumi MPP na MPP ba ebe ba ye be mata ma Wontumi presidential pardon sabe president ben e na obetra chairman obetra ana se ne current MPP no hwan na ebe ye president a abenya be wini abeye president abema chama Wontumi presidential pardon no asa konya chama ba kom so mfren chama buga ono so de ese binyansa sem ba ko se wonka bi da
ye de owo ayi ho no national ho
second vice
third vice
I read my words read what wo ya chiri woni patum monko ne chama un se mo pese mo chese ampa mo ye committed na mo do chama Wontumi a monko se monfa ye ntum bi ampa ye de mo batum bi a chire se ampa mo do chama Wontumi na chama Wontumi ko no obi je chama Wontumi ni nyame nko obetena ase na obeka nyame amani ye chama Wontumi unhuda obetena ase therefore na woka we na wo ma ne baabae no enti wo no e de na apese o kire ade na undi na chi ne onko se mumfa mentumbi
ba
therefore si ekosi afunu na nwansra ye ton no kosi adaka so ade ne ye
kan nwa gudu so
that is it enti wo nso ko ho na kwaye wo manisem ko na ye wo mesem ko ye wo memasem ne enchire Wontumbi na hu sampa chama Wontumi do hu abofode abana ebi asene ne yeka Wontumi therefore within 1 year pe na din even agrada therefore ko twa baaye no just 1 year pa agrada ko di ye no se agrada so ono da hotimi no
why di wo hu ni say
Paul Yanda oye chama Wontumi tweturo mu twa ne kasama chama Wontumi edame no kaze Poyando edwin sika ode koye campaign ho enye chama Wontumi oda prison ndi won wi ase ne se ne etie
no ode mobile man bi ato ho achesi obi mu ano
therefore all pesika no de aye ne campaign de win power ode win to me but enye chama Wontumi ane oda ho koka wati koka nka ese wakokyira yate se oh ene e de camera to zu koka woro ne hu nyina te prison yard ho se yamfana ntuma obewu ahye Ghana
da sebra no na da sebre
therefore odi ona ye general ayi chama Wontumi general manager Wontumi TV Wontumi media general manager odi fufu
bunu bi a wo
therefore kokko hwe unimo ayi office abwawi ayi abwawi omo friends opra sa abua no sa akwa no wanya no awo no de abo abunabunu ena o twene no
aprawa
apra no ne fe na aprawa na ene wanya wo de hwe abunabunu no therefore na o manager chama Wontumi na wo CEO ana wo general boss at the prison
nana me pese ye kohwe analysis bi a TV station bi aye a kire senka sabre enka chama Wontumi enka obefa ne ho adi in within 3 years by a man so called penalty unit na Wontumi pagya kwa e kufu ado ne change kwa e yankoko he sa video nimra ne fa ya no mesima.
So if you like, another thing about this whole case that is interesting again is this law that has caught Wontumi was a law that Akufo-Addo and his government framed. They amended. Wontumi would not have gone in for 20 years. He would have possibly had 3 years imprisonment. Cool. Or possibly 2 years, because that would have been the maximum. But Akufo-Addo, when he came into power in 2017, said he was hanging his political career on the line to deal with illegal money. To show us that he meant business, he did one thing. He amended the law to make it stiff in terms of the penalty. So they introduced 15 to 20 years if you breach that law. So until Akufo-Addo came, Wontumi was simply going to get a maximum of 3 years. And then they changed it. And then they said, well, look, we are fighting that, I'm saying. We don't want people involved. We want to make sure that when you feel you're going to go in for 25 years, it will deter you. So Wontumi is caught in the web of a law that was amended by a government that he himself, the party that formed a government that he was a part of, was the Ashanti regional chairman of, he wants to lead as a chairman. But another part of this that is also fascinating is that this Wontumi illegality, criminal act, was flagged by the MPP itself. The MPP government flagged him. The minister you see in the shot, Samuel Abu-Jidapo, when he was the Lands and Natural Resources Minister, flagged Akunta Mining's illegal activities. And it was clear. This, he says, any alleged activity, and this is on the back of the work, the investigations that the Rastos was doing, any alleged activity being undertaken by Akunta in that forest reserve is illegal. It's illegal. So the MPP government itself, their own minister, had flagged the work of Akunta mining in a forest reserve as being illegal. On the say-so of the minister, who must authorize any mining, he should have been prosecuted long ago. Long ago. On the back of this, civil society actors like Kenashibe and others filed a petition to the Attorney General, to the CID, to the police, and say, your own minister, your own government says Akunta mining is involved in illegal mining. You know what happened? Nothing. So this is evidence that the MPP government itself at the time, their principal agent for approving licenses and concessions for mining, came to a conclusion that Akunta mining, which is owned by Wontumi, is a shareholder, is a director, was engaged in illegal mining. So you have to juxtapose this against what the party is saying today at the press conference, because they have to ask these questions. And Mr. Jinapong was here a week or two ago, and I put that question to him. He didn't want to be drawn into the matters so deeply because, of course, it was before the court. But he said as much, that as far as he's concerned, what he knew then to be fact is what he communicated, which was this. And note the date. This was something that he did on the 30th of September 2022. I'm highlighting that because a year later, the man who appointed the minister then publicly, less than a year, January 4th, 2023, said something entirely different to the whole nation. Akufo-Addo, his subordinate, his appointee, says they were involved in illegal mining. Few months later, the boss himself is clearing Akunta mining. Akunta mining is not engaged in any illegal mining anywhere in Ghana, he said. See the contradiction there. But that, again, is a failing of him. The minister flagged it. But when the president said this, do you think that the CID, the Attorney General, will move a limb to prosecute when the boss has cleared them, even before any proper investigations is done? And no wonder nothing happened until the raid in October of 2025 led to the arrest of these two gentlemen, who then pointed a finger back at the same gentleman called Wontumi, Chairman Wontumi, who is now behind bars and is gone for 20 years. So of course, you can appeal, and we'll see whether there's a clear path to appeal. And as I said, the judgment itself had mentioned that path. So we'll see whether they have that path and how grounded that path could be when we sit down for a conversation. And then his defense in court was fascinating. I've mentioned bits of this. He did not deny the fact that he gave out this permit, his own permit, to others to mine on the concession or to do some activities on the concession without the authorization of the minister, which the law requires. He didn't deny that, but he says it was for reclamation, planting coconut. So denied authorizing mining. He was clear that what he didn't do was to ask them and authorize them to mine. He didn't do that. He was very clear in that he didn't do that, right? And that the Akunta mining awaited parliamentary approval, ratification. He said he was waiting for that. And that Henry Okum was the gentleman who, by the way, testified for the state. He was the prosecution witness in the matter. The man who dealt directly with Wontumi and said Wontumi gave him, he said Wontumi gave him the right, the permission to mine. Wontumi says, I didn't. I told you to reclaim. Well, he says he handled land reclamation, which is the point that Wontumi was making, and to plant coconut. So there was a contradiction there. So how did the judge come to the conclusion? Because it was Wontumi's word against this man's word, and the judge actually admitted that there's no hard evidence to support either of the positions. And so what did the judge do? She used circumstantial evidence to come to the conclusion who is most probably telling the truth. Fascinating. My guests will weigh in on that point when we sit down. Then it's a Coconut project. Profits were to be shared at the end of it when it matured. Even Wontumi does not dispute some of the evidence So when you say this, it's just not supported by the facts. One of the pieces of evidence that was produced, which is the basis of this, that the fact that the law is clear, you cannot, when they offer you a concession, it is exclusively to the leaseholder. It is exclusively, you cannot hand it over, you cannot transfer it to anybody. If you do so without authorization of the minister, you violated the law. Wontumi does not dispute the fact. In fact, in cross-examination, he admitted that is not in dispute, that he gave that right away to somebody else, a third party, to do the activities on that concession. He doesn't dispute. The only dispute is when he gave it away, what instructions he gave, what was his expectation, that it was for reclamation and not to mine, right? So that in itself was one that hasn't been disputed. Overturn judgment on appeal, they are confident that this will happen. Of course, the appeal is his right, he has to go, and the appeals court will decide that. But they raise a fundamentally, which is that there are many other NDC officials who have been accused of similar offenses, who this government has simply gone to bed on, or have decided to exercise selective amnesia. They've forgotten. And he's right, the MPP is right, and that is what we need to call out the NDC too, because there are a few of their top officials that they themselves referred to Iyoko. And the last time the Attorney General was before the public and meeting the press, and he was asked, he gave us a very flimsy excuse. He didn't know what has happened, and in fact, nobody has updated us. This is Attorney General who addresses the media regularly on other matters when it has to do with the opposition party. But in none of his other press conferences has he himself come with an update on these cases involving his own colleagues in the party who have been accused of involvement in illegal mining and have been referred to Iyoko by himself. So we need to call that out. And the MPP is right to mention that point. And then the judge ignored judicial procedures. Okay, we'll ask my guests if they agree. And Wontumi, they say, is a political prisoner. And that is a big one.
Nkase utu eduboni ebi kan wanu. Fi se enka me hu ne se Kufuado. How to fight galamsey ne de. Emra no necessary mu ye den. Eno no ye ye. Nemom de metimi aka ne se Kufuado hu se aban besesa ama chama Wontumi moma kodi nsensem a nko anye. Pe Kufuado amenimu no ene adwene a yetimi a draw the ashe Kufuado ne atade a yapama hye no a ene ne kɔ pepepe no se na Kufuado nimpa se ayi chama Wontumi ebekɔ jail of 20 years a enko maade ne kwanko de ba 6 months se wokɔ ayi afense ayi wokɔye kalamse a ye kyewa 6 months nana analysis na no na ɛwɔ hɔ to the sense abro so a 3 years abro so a kyese judge na ma wabro so 3 years ena Kufuado be page se se no ho asotwe na chama Wontumi nsaka na ketewa bi na yemfa ya no nsi mahwefo
therefore me dase nyame ani unokure ni ewi ase na nkasa se na ya de ye kan edu ba bi otumi tu amena na onim so atu amena chama Wontumi se ne empanifo ni nyina pagya no na ono nso mpanifo bi a wotia wo na so a wamfa ni di ama wo no therefore wo ye den kama ebekwa abitwa wo abebo baby a mewure nya ho ya ne se chama Wontumi sifiri ne car mu a okache ne drivers okache ne hu nipa bi se car na mo de beko fie e ho na me hu se enye easy na chama Wontumi no therefore akoma edani mu no sakwa we ntwa 20 years e wo prison anwia oba obeye west than amroba wache no na wo de na kodu prison na wantwa ne term 17 je term anwi na wayi na ba oba obeye ta anase se sofo bi se wakwa ko tu honhomboni bi afiri nipa bi mu otu honhomboni ni wie ye no an therefore honhomboni no ekọ ye no saa nipa kro na no wansakra anwie therefore saa honhomboni no kwa ye so okofa mpempem ne san ba oba na obetu saa nipa na afi ba ko na utu ye no edane mpempem ti chama Wontumi se wan save ne term na anwie wo prison wa oba obedane kaniba onye nipa bi ba wi nipa nam enu nti no de ye koso kasre ne se emra ne nye nadwuma na chama Wontumi enkoso nye de ennem nkosi ne 20 years no na from 20 years am say si a chama Wontumi wo de me mane mfie tintin bia me mane 45 years or the 20 ka ho therefore say
85. Hey, 65.
65 endru saa no call retirement straight Ghana call retirement 60 years and until by 65 there si wotimi wie call retirement straight political career abawie ko ye woni pani bi or therefore say one stop no wokwan mu a or therefore all man nipa so munyo no na o my Ghana nso nya hoto da biara da adunti no say ohwem a emra na Akufo Addo hyehyeye a akwa ba bebu abono no ne kwan so ado no because ya na obi wo ho a wo say ofre ne say aponche abo abrichi ebre o ya na adwen say o ya den okọ oja de nan ya say ofre ne say baabi no na wonim say ne to nso na o ya den o say because bra uja wo na say me ja na say around no na wo nso no oto ana say baabi a ayi ne ya ne na ja wo na ne free ba no eho ebe ka ebe ye wo ya enu nti Akufo Addo sene omo pampa ba wo bi opampa Akufo Addo ne ba wo mi ase no mo sifa pampa chama wuntumi no omo de omo doba no me expect say sabri omo mpa Ghana fo achew therefore de gebetima solve problem na no se nka Akufo Addo ye behu no amount platform ba wo mi amount platform na therefore omo kasa omo asem nyina ne se chama wuntumi omo antete abofra pa ana omo antete abofra ne yie enti omo anfom so omo na antete abofra na mabofra na kodi ekwan bi so sa amade ato no enti ne Ghana fo boni omo ye gina boni asi bibia no Ghana fo mfa ni fun nsi omo nkasa eje fom so ne tum omo blame obo na Ghana fo nya reho ense ene saade a yenhwe kwan bi mfa so na ne omo tewa Akufo Addo tewa san frefra so fo bi ni ade se se mo hu se memeta mo de obi kase ya ne ma ye din ni ade no sebe no unu wagimi a enti obi so wagimi se wiase wodi tuutim se wagimi a obi nyimi ye saa na de na te wani nti ya obi ani ate anu nti no ntimi nka eblemu obi amani yeye anu nti no se mra no wahyehyɛ na ba na bebodi nkrofo a the same thing but your mama so mfa ntu hofo no no so ne nkrofo ebebodi wo no ono nso nya ne pepepe na Ghana fo nya gidie woni mu ti se Akufo Addo mom de ye rihyɛ mu ne ye gidie de ayera ti ono oho ikra no ye nkai ne so ye former president but your mama ebe pese ye be kai ne so ye former president dia onye the need for
na ye hwe bibi wetaw Canada Japan winning 2028 oba Wontumi obema na fare ho dia na
sa asem we de bia therefore meka honorable Canada Japan ne kasa ne ade ne nkoma odi nyina nkyere se otan obi wo Ghana but ono na asem nyina ne se punish the wrongdoers reward the good doers enu nti oba chama Wontumi de na oye enti a odem wase oman no waba oman ne kro no wase oman ne japade enu nti waye wrongdoer na se waye good doer or a wrongdoer, so he continues to be suffered by ne terms no and untimi nyin ni say honorable Canada Japan ebetimi ababe ma ba umi friend say chama Wontumi presidential pardon ensi wo ba biada onye saade en ensi da so ye saade en dia ho na Ghana fo be hu say wa fairly straight away
hold it me no ya dwen
na say ba omi anso de ontimi president but e ka ba omi anko dia nanka chama Wontumi anya presidential pardon
ba unya kra de oba kra de kenufurata mu nyina obeba pardon
straight away
na yenhwe we la last year wo de last comment here galamsey anti ama yache chama Wontumi no information garden ne say numero forest ho na chama Wontumi de mankrofo no still as we speak omeda so tu yache chama Wontumi ho no nso galamsey ne da so koso enye ho nkwan miamia bebre wo ho a NDC for na bagie agire mu omo na eye nana bahama wo ye den
therefore me da se asem America afasa de ketua bi ma asem nyana ne se asopa encha semti president his excellency John Dramani Mahama the only thing Ghana for hwehwe free ne ho ne se wageli chama Wontumi a omani nsi ho a hwehwe niam mu Emma NDC ni a Ghana ni worldwide known obi anim say oye NDC ni no say or fall into that kind of situation omo no so emfa through the system na ne judgment mra Emma Ghana fo hu say onye party politician na onye party president name oye Ghana president
yamensha you do be see her high official at TV or therefore subscribe to the channel na share the friend saying the website no a yen nyina ye register the train Kennedy Ohina Japan the basemovement.com register na share farmer afoforo register afoforo na family tree no also ebene mu eye na yakopon ya adom na papa ne yinitia yen nyina ebe nya so mfaso ya me hyiram